we've got our next and final speaker tonight, Jamie.
So wonderful. We had a lot of Bob's colleagues, and tonight we're going to have someone from Insider Circle. So the next roaster we have for Bob has known her whole life. She's a very successful accountant at Raymond Chabot Grant Thornton, and shares Bob's passion for football and country music. She is his second child and only daughter. So please join me in welcoming Joanne Monette, who's going to give us some good stories, I think.
So I figured I'm going to go a bit of a different route, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how it was living with a politician, and a bit about sort of the campaigns all the way from '85 all the way down. So back in '85, me and my brothers were all little kids. I mean, really, we didn't have much involvement at that point in time, except for my youngest brother, Rick, who decided on the day that my dad's going to be signing in that he's going to climb underneath the tables because he wants to go see Dad. So that day, my mom had to go and rescue him from underneath. After that, pretty much, from the next campaign, we're all getting a little bit older, and at that point, we're starting to get involved in the campaigns. And the way he actually, essentially convinced us it was a good idea is we pretty much would race each other down the street delivering flyers door to door. At that point, we were still young enough that it didn't take too much convincing that this was a fun idea. And pretty much the thing we learned that campaign, you had to walk around the grass. That was the important thing at that point. And pretty much me and my brothers race each other down the street. So in between there was the Liberal nomination that we went to. I mean, really that one there wasn't as much of an impact as come '91 in the mayoral campaign. So now we're all a little bit older. We're starting to understand what signs are. So at that point, he's teaching us all the important rules of how do you place a sign on a corner. He teaches us how to do a good photo op. So even to this day, I can go into a room, tell you exactly where you should be placed to get a photo done properly. Pretty much without thought. So, come the '94 campaign, now going for regional council. So at this point, we're pretty much his entire campaign team, or virtually the entire campaign team. So it was me, my brothers, and my brother's friends at the time. So pretty much every single weekend, going delivering flyers, door to door to door. And pretty much all they had to do to bribe us was, after we were done at night, we were getting subs, and we went to play video games. That's also the year that my dad had this bright idea to make. So in '91 with the mayoral campaign, the signs ended up being, Vote vote Bob Monette, for mayor pour Marc. So we had this great idea that instead of buying stickers or anything like that, we're going to paint over the signs. That's going to solve the problem. So we go down to our cottage lot. We had a hill at this cottage lot. We laid all the signs all the way down this hill. So it was going to be, we were going to finish this off. After we were done, we're going to go swimming at a place nearby. So we spent all day long painting every single sign. I don't even know how many signs were there. Good, probably 400 or 500 signs. Right when we finish, a drop of rain falls down. Look at the sign, the water's running, or the paint's running. So my dad takes one of the signs, goes all the way down to the lake, puts it in the water. We realized at that point, apparently, paint doesn't work very well. So with those signs, it was sort of a money-making opportunity over the summer. We spent all summer long making 25 cents a sign, scraping off the paint off every single sign. Which for a kid at that time, I was probably about 13 years old. Yeah, I made 40 bucks. I was thrilled with the deal. And actually, to this day, if you were to look at the signs, if you ever see a sign with like little red and white paint flicks, those are the signs from that campaign. And pretty much, we've never gotten rid of a sign from any campaign. We can go and, even on the last day of every election, right, when we're putting up the signs right by the polling booth, there's going to be the 1985 signs there. The old, I don't even know what you call it, the cardboard, not cardboard, but whatever type that is. Every year, we take them out for 1 day a year. In the morning, you put them on one side of the street. By the afternoon, after the people have gone to work, you go, you put them on the other side of the street. So then after that, we had a bit of a break from elections for a while, except for he'd worked for Jean Poirier, he'd worked for Jean McLellan, and even then we were dragged into the campaigns. I mean, I remember my first job I Jean McLelland for going door to door, and on that particular campaign, he had a Winnebago, so you all load into his Winnebago, you go down to whatever street you were doing that day. I think that was probably my first experience of actually knocking on the doors instead of just delivering the flyers. So you kind of learned pretty quick how to deal with that from a young age. So after that, we had a nice long break, till all of a sudden in 2006, he sends me and my brothers an email. And first of all, I didn't even catch on what he was trying to say. He was saying there's a by-election in Orleans. I'm like, okay, that's nice. He says, no, read the email closer. And he said, he's planning to run. So after all these years, having to get back into campaign mode again. So now, we're a lot older at this point, and we're able to do a lot more with the campaign. So by now we know exactly how the signs work. We pretty much know how everything runs backwards and forwards. All of us can do it in our sleep. We still can right now. And so we had the 2006 by-election. The 2006 by-election was a January by-election, the worst possible time of the year to ever do a campaign. You've got frozen ground. You can't get the stupid signs in the ground no matter how hard you hit. But we had a solution on the day of the vote. The day of the vote, the snow piles were about this high, so me and my dad went in the car the night before. We take the signs, just bash them in the ground. Some of those signs, I think we didn't get out till about March or April, the year afterwards, because they weren't moving anywhere. So then our luck, November comes along, we're going to do the same thing again. So by now, we pretty much didn't stop campaigning that entire year. It's just pretty much just went on and on and on. So we go through the same routine. Now we're thrilled because it's November, it's October, November, it's beautiful weather right now in our mind compared to what we did last time. And so we just keep on going with it. By the time 2010 comes along, and actually even more, the most recent campaign, by 2014, now Ron was married to Beco, his wife. And they've already actually had a child at that point. And actually a second one, right around the time, actually it was during the campaign period, or roughly during, it was slightly before the campaign period that the second child was born. So the one thing I can say my father has taught the children is I know the eldest of my two nephews, he's taught them already the politician smile. You can see in the photos when it's a real smile versus a fake smile. And he had originally taught it to my older brother that even in his wedding photos, you can tell when it's that fake campaign smile. And and he's taught his son well, because my dad's been polling all of us for I don't know how many years, because from the time between 94 and 2006, he never got rid of one sign. They were all beside the house, underneath the tarp. No one ever touched it. And he used to ask all of us, okay, who's going to run next on the campaign? And me, Ron, and Rick have always said, no, we're not interested, we're not interested. So I think we're pretty convinced it's going to be probably one of the two grandchildren. They're both Monettes, so we've got the signs ready, we just got to change the first name.